Welcome. In a previous video I installed a cheap stereo system and a backup camera in my 1997 Land Cruiser, and the backup camera wasn't great, and I'm not trying to throw good money after bad money, but what I've decided to do is replace the reverse lights with these LED lights here. These are the GRV BA15S LED bulbs, and I'll put a link to these on Amazon. If you use that link, it helps me out a little bit, doesn't cost you anything extra. So you see here I have a little crack in my lens, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So to remove these lenses, you need to take this screw out on the right. It's a very long screw. And then there's two screws right here that need to be removed. Now the lens will just pull out, like so. You want to go to the second socket here. I'm just going to turn it counterclockwise. I'll pull the socket out, I'll press in on the bulb, turn counterclockwise, I'll put the new one in, press it in and turn clockwise, and now it's locked in. Now I'll have to pull it up. There's not a lot of clearance there, so I'm going to take out this brake bulb. That way I can lift it out a little more, then I can stick this one in, lock it in place. I'll put the brake bulb back. There we go. So the new bulb is in place now. I'll put that in. I'm just going to put one screw in for now, just a little bit, so I can test this before I put the other screws in. So now I'm going to go turn the ignition on, put the parking brake on, put it in reverse. You don't want to do that while it's running, and then I'll see what this light looks like. Okay, so there's the light there. It's a very white light. And here's the other side, it's very yellow. I don't know how to do this here. Let's see, I'll try and lock the exposure. So now the focus and exposure is locked. So I'll come over here. Okay, so now I have both in frame. You know, it's middle of the day right now. I don't know, it's like 1, 2 o'clock, I don't know. So you're not going to see the brightness here. So I'll come back at night, and I'm only going to have the bulb on the right side done, and I'll come back at light and see if we can tell the difference, although it's very hard to show this on camera what it looks like. So I'll come back at that point. Also, what I'm going to be doing is taking the backup camera and I'm going to tilt it down a little bit. So I'm going to put a hitch ball in there, and I'm going to tilt it down just so I can see that hitch ball in case I'm ever towing a trailer and I want to line up the hitch. So I'll come back at nighttime. Okay, so it's about 6 o'clock at night. It's been dark for almost an hour now. And you can see the light on the right is the new LED, and the one on the left is the incandescent. And they look about, actually the incandescent may look a little bit brighter, but the LED definitely looks a lot whiter. So the incandescent on the left is yellow, but I think it's very hard to see on the camera the difference between the two. So I'm going to put the second LED in, and then I'm going to check the backup camera and see if it looks any different. Okay, so I have both bulbs installed now. I don't know if I can. I'm not sure, it's not snowing right now. Yeah. Interesting. So this has LEDs all around it, not just straight out. So I think if there was a better reflector in here, it might reflect more of the light out. But it does look really good. It's a nice white light. I think it would be noticeable. So now I'm going to go in and we'll take a look at the backup camera and see what it looks like. Okay, so here's the backup camera, and I'll put the video from the backup camera before up on the screen so you can kind of compare it. I have some before and after stills here. I think the incandescent on the right looks a little bit brighter, but I think the image on the left looks clearer with the LED, and I pointed the camera down on the left, and on the right I pointed the camera up. So I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of another as to which one's better, but I prefer the left just slightly, but neither of them are perfect. I'll have my kid walk by it so we can see what it looks like. Walk towards the car. Okay, so there you can see him. So I think these reverse lights are okay. I don't know that it's going to make a big difference, but I'll put a link in the description to those, and if you do want some of these, it helps me out a little bit, doesn't cost you anything extra. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.